What you just heard is the standard audio. Nearly no settings, just the ongoing audio right from the box. In this video, I'll address how recording with the EVO SS and the GoPro Hero 6 has become more difficult these days for me. I come from recording for a few months with the Hero 4, and due to the local weather, I had to let go of my worn out Hero 4 Silver. These are my thoughts from transitioning from a Hero 4 Silver to a Hero 6. First off, let's address what I previously mentioned, it's audio feed. This has been an issue that's been grinded so much ever since the Hero 5 came out. The Hero 6 seems to have related this same issue. No matter how much effort you put into configuring the sound, it fails to deliver. Add this to the integrated auto correction feature, you can clearly hear a beeping sound going along this same video. This is the reason why I added some background music just to compensate the lack of good sound. Here's my theory. I believe that GoPro is sacrificing its former audio since they're making this new GoPros waterproof ready. I believe this is a gimmick since they're not making them natively waterproof, but instead GoPro is redesigning its former waterproof housing and permanently attaching it to the GoPro. If you remember how bad was the audio with the Hero 4 housing, you can tell how similar both sounds are, coming from the Hero 6 and the Hero 4 housings. Another issue is that I believe that this has led them to incentive the use of more accessories. By doing the same Apple sales strategy, now we have to invest in a mic adapter in order to get a microphone. So you can see where we're going with this new lineups of GoPros. What about weight? The added weight and the bigger dimensions of the GoPro Hero 6 can affect significantly the way you record. So I highly suggest you guys to work on the calibration on a constant basis, since I've noticed a constant flailing motion coming from the gimbal. I've also noticed some conflicting moods when you put it on. You have to be extra careful when you strap it on your chest. If you fail to do so, you'll get a buzz coming from the gimbal trying to comply with the weight and the gimbal, not only shaking the GoPro from the centerpiece of your gimbal, but also the GoPro picking the entire sound. I suggest to invest in a better chest mount like the Stuntman chest harness and a tighter clipping system from your favorite hydration pack. I will personally recommend to have the Camelback Kudu 18. The link is in the description. This leads to my next issue, distribution. You have to be extra careful when mounting your gimbal. I suggest you to put more effort and time whenever you're going to mount your GoPro on the trails. First, take into consideration that the only way to lock in your GoPro will deprive you from the power button. It'll be out of your reach, so try to put some space in between for you to at least touch part of the power button. Second, stabilization and weight can fight constantly. That means you're going to have some conflicting issues in between both. So I suggest having the gimbal and the GoPro already mounted. Third, lock mode. I haven't found any value in using the other modes from the gimbal, so I would say ignore any other modes and just stick to lock mode. Having this Stuntman chest mount will allow you to correct a long time issue, which was the GoPro's chassis lack of sturdiness for the actual mount and screws. The Stuntman chest mount screws in like any tripod mount does, giving it a way more secure center point to avoid a flappy chest mount. In order to avoid any weight conflict, I suggest having the previously mentioned ready and in a flat surface before hitting the power button. Considering that hitting the trails implies being always in an unstable and non-flat area, I suggest doing this process on your saddle. With the entire setup mounted and ready to go, just turn on the GoPro first and then the EVO SS. Let it rest on the saddle for approximately 1 minute. This will allow you to have all the axes dialed up and to avoid any immediate destabilization once you pick it up. The simple act of wrapping your chest with your gimbal setup can be real sensitive, and it may lose you calibration and stabilization. In conclusion, these are my main concerns that have slightly taken my incentive to go out and record. Recording stabilized rides is cool and all, but you clearly lose the main purpose of a ride, which is to go out and ride peacefully with your mind clear of any distractions. I know that we go out to the trails to unwind and avoid using electronics and to have our personal zen moment. But at the same time, being able to record a ride can bring such joy if you do it right. My personal takeaway as a guy who's trying to grow a channel and learn through the process is to commit the first half of your ride to just ride. Once you reach a certain point of your trail, just sit down, recover with some food and water, and take your time to set up your gimbal and your GoPro. I'm also on the market for the best mic setup when riding. Do you have any mic suggestions? What about being able to configure the raw sound coming from the actual GoPro? What is your favorite audio configuration? I'd love to know. I'm always open to learn. Thank you so much for watching this video, and more awesome content coming soon. And enjoy the rest of this trail ride.